no stake in the bitter arguments of the last few years. I want to change the tone of Washington to one of civility and respect.
The future doesn't belong to fear, it belongs to freedom.
With new polls showing the president inching ahead of the Democratic nominee John Kerry, Republicans are no doubt expecting their convention to help the president solidify that lead.
If you believe in your dream, New York will always be the place for you.
Republicans hate us, so why are they coming here?
This is the first Republican convention ever held in New York City, a city that is very much a reluctant host.
The tarp will fly up.
Hey, where's your shirt? I don't know. Hi. I'm blessed. Oh, that's good. Liz?
We're going to teach these folks some songs this morning. Come on, let's go over here in front of the church.
Okay, for anybody that's new here today, for every mile, we stop and take a short little break. Depending on the rain, we evaluate and hold up for a little bit if the rain is really bad. All right?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so we're going to go around the circle then. Starting with Rio, you have to list one thing that you're grateful for today.
My union.
Cecilia?
Breakfast. We had a good breakfast.
I'm grateful for doing God's work.
I'm just grateful for all things. I'm Rosemary.
I'm grateful for my children and that they didn't grow up to be selfish pigs.
Me? Your turn.
I'm grateful to be writing such a good story.
Okay, so what are affirmations, okay? That's the stuff that you say to yourself over and over again, and then maybe at some point you actually start believing. Especially as poor people in this country, we get taught not to love ourselves, okay? So, okay, get going on it, all right, all at the same time. I love you, Cheri. I love you, Cheri. I love you, Cheri.
I love you, Fred. I love you, Fred.
I love myself so real. I love myself so real.
Okay. Historically, during the civil rights movement, they used music to make people unite together during dangerous situations. People that have been in this movement for a while will tell you that sometimes when we were singing together and you got 3,000 police officers headed towards you, you could not feel so afraid and like you're with other people. We're going to teach Rich Man's House now.
Oh, that's my song.
Well, I went down to the rich man's house and I took back what he stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. Oh, well, I went down to the rich man's house and I took back what he stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. And now he's under my feet. Where? Under my feet. Where? Under my feet. Under my feet. Ain't no system gonna walk all over me. Okay, let's try it together. Well, I went down to the rich man's house and I took back what he stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. Oh, well, I went down to the rich man's house.
Ladies and gentlemen, make your vote count. Register to vote. Register to vote for November 2nd. Every vote counts, as we've seen, so register to vote for November 2nd.
The polls are rigged, Republican. I know I was a poll.
Yes, that's why we have so many Republicans elected in New York City.
Sometimes it's hard to keep an objective mind when you're out here stuck in
And I love the greatest city in the world, but God, what a bunch of weird people live here, I tell you.
Should have voted. You're looking for information?
Can I see that pin?
Thank you.
Hey.
For Texas, thank you for doing this.
Oh.
Let's keep it up, man.
Well, welcome.
Make every vote count. Register to vote for November 2nd.
Register to vote for the November 2nd elections. Register to vote for November 2nd. Paul Rodríguez.
Mi abuela ahí.
Candidato para Congreso. Paul Rodríguez. Señora. Paul Rodríguez. Candidate for Congress in this area. Just running around. Yeah. Con permiso, señora. Paul Rodríguez. Candidato para Congreso. Sí, Rodríguez. ¿Usted? ¿Más Rodríguez también aquí?
Somos Rodríguez también.
Parece que toda la cuadra son Rodríguez. Deben ser dos primos míos. Thank you. Allá adelante. Oh, this is good. I like this. Too bad I gotta work and can't dance.
You know, politics is so corrupt, man.
I know.
I mean, all you guys do is just look into it, you know.
Well, I tell you, I don't come from politics. I worked my way through school, got into Wall Street. You know, I just worked hard, took care of my family, and then after, I don't know, 7, 8 years focusing on career and family, decided that I really wanted to get involved and help the community, and that's how it went.
No, I'm a Democrat. I'm a Democrat. I'm strictly Democrat.
Well, I'm a Republican, so you need to have someone who is in the power structure, who can have the ear of the Republicans in Congress and say, hey, what about us? So you need a hardcore
Republican Party is trying to recruit Hispanics.
Bush's nephew is Mexican, you know, right now that's the next, you know, what is it, John F. Kennedy Jr. They politics, you know that. Before, you know what? I'm gonna give you my vote.
With only a month before the Republican convention, the city has denied several groups permits to protest, and there is little time left to resolve the dispute. The Poor People's Economic Human Rights Campaign is one of those groups. They say they'll march even with the threat of arrest.
We're marching with or without a permit, and we're sticking to our route.
With the uncertainty over permits and the police vowing to keep the city running, there is a real potential for mass arrests as the Republican delegates meet. Richard Morgan, WTEM, New York.
We need to get more of these so that we can put them in like windows.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm going to keep it in the folder so it doesn't get totally fucked up.
Where did the church put you guys? Did they have beds, or did they just let you sleep on
them? Some people slept on the floors. I had a couch. And the first night we stayed at the church because the church said if we don't have nowhere else to go that night, we could come back. So we did end up going back there last night. And I don't know where we're staying tonight. We got to figure that out.
How come you're doing it?
Because I'm homeless.
Where would you be if it wasn't for Cheri?
Probably out there in Playland and McDonald's. For real, where else would I be? Or trying to stay with somebody, trying to get them a little bit of money. And then when they get tired, they'll be like, you gotta leave. So no, I would be outside somewhere.
Cheri, you do the leg stretch, but I
Oh, go ahead, Cheri. Get down there. I'm supposed to do any of that.
No, but if you want it like your arms and stuff, I don't know if you march your arms. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hey, hey. Oh, George Bush has got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, George Bush has got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, George Bush has got to go. Hey, hey. Oh, George Bush has got to go. Hey, hey. Yo, you guys, please march single file. Let's walk top.
People are in need of health care, housing, better education, and a job making a affordable living wage, you know what I mean? And like when this march ends, it's going to end at the United the United Nations building.
Bush is the man, not this guy. Hey, poverty has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Poverty has got to go. Hey, hey.
That's right.
I think we'll have everybody and their mother in a while.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Just not a lot of people ain't crazy. You know what I mean? A lot of people aren't willing to march for 6 weeks in 104 temperature and in pouring rain.
Almost everyone you interview here, how do you know Cheri? Oh, because I was homeless and she helped me get a house. You know, and when I first met Cheri and she said, yeah, I organize homeless people, I thought, how do you do that? I mean, one march isn't going to affect change, but I think this kind of movement is really necessary. A movement that's not just a kind of subculture, you know, but that actually has really tangible goals and that is rooted in people's real needs.
Who has the flyers? Charles?
Over there.
Oh yeah, everybody's trying to alert us that that the Secret Service is.
Who's videotaping you guys?
There's like a whole group of people.
But where are they?
Right there.
Back over there by the.
And there's some right here as well.
Oh yeah, see over there too.
Hey, are you watching to see if they're breaking any laws, or are you guys just doing like recon?
We're now living
Can I get your name?
Nah.
Who's your boss?
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant who? You can't give me his name. I'm going to call up the New Jersey police. Okay, you're with the Jersey City Police. When I asked them what they were doing here, they just rolled up their window. And who the hell are these guys? We've got the state police here. We've got the city police here.
You know, what's going on?
Who are you guys? You're trying to make sure just as good citizens?
Good citizens.
No, really. You're with the state police too?
Yes.
Why so many of you? I mean, you really need 6 cops to keep an eye on 6 protesters?
I don't know. No answer.
They've been following you around?
For weeks now. You have to remember, 4 years ago, before the Republican National Convention, they had a police Winnebago and people on top of our office taking photographs of everybody that went in and out of our office. Now it's 4 years later and it's after 9/11. So I was scared 4 years ago. This is like beyond out of control. Hey, hey, go home. Poverty has got to go. Hey, hey, go home.
It's too bad you don't see all the protesters here. Actually, whenever I see those guys around, I can't get really into an argument with them because if I do, then I never stop. So I just kind of walk right by them. Anyway, let's go get my haircut. The guy's waiting for me right there. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Same. When I transferred schools, went to Georgia, I didn't really know what Republicans or Democrats really believed in either one way or the other. I decided to stop by a college Republican meeting. And all the things they were saying, I says, yeah, I kind of believe in that, but I never thought it was because I was a Republican. I just thought that's the way I was raised.
A lot of Spanish people, they're going for the Republican. Like the words President Reagan say, you are Republican, you are Spanish, and you don't even know it.
This is a man, he's a successful entrepreneur who comes here.
And never collected 1 penny unemployment.
Exactly.
Never. 41 years in this country, never collected 1 penny. I never lost 1 day.
And look at this. He's got a business on 5th Avenue, of all things. Great business. Look at that. He's got his Porsche, a man. And this is not a man you can claim he's rich, he's wealthy. This is what the Republican Party is. I was raised by 3 single mothers. Well, my mother, my grandmother, my aunt. They were my only immediate family that I really ever had for most of my life. There were women who were tough because they had to be, not because they wanted to be. And they never told me, listen, Paul, if it doesn't work out, you could always go on welfare. Don't worry, there's government assistance out there. No. It is not the government's job to be a nanny to everybody, at least not in my opinion. There are people in our population that need help, but just that, help, not a lifestyle, not a way of life that gets handed from generation to generation to generation that keeps people in second-class status. Qué lindo, mira esto. Very nice. How are you?
Wow, man, you're so different.
Look at you, man. He's like taller than me almost. He's the one who's a player. He used to play, he used to sing, And my grandmother and my grandfather, when they were young, they used to sing together.
Okay, food is ready. So, kids, in Puerto Rico, they used to give them, I remember, some cheese and a can of, or a jar of food or something, and you give me your vote.
Yeah, well, they're still doing that. But now...
Hey, now they give them cigarettes. They take the people off the streets, give them cigarettes. Here, vote Democrat.
Yeah, that's right. They send me a big envelope right there, Mr. Morales. They know I'm Democrat because they know, Yeah, but they're Republican. They send me all kind of stuff, too.
Yeah.
And they ask me, for how much money they ask me? Not 25, not 10, not 25, not 50. They asked me for $250.
Well,
you can contribute up to $2,000.
That's illegal. Hey, bro, entra, que la entrada es gratis.
Rolando, mano.
¿Qué pasó, muchacho?
Hace 1000 años, hombre. I got so many Democrats in my family, I could never completely get away from it. And I thought, for all intents and purposes, I was a Democrat as well. I think a lot of Hispanics think they're Democrats also simply because that's what they're told. I met this guy a week ago.
Yeah.
And I said, do you think dependency has helped the Hispanic community and continues to help the Hispanic community? He says, well, I'd rather give them a check than see them on the street or in jail. And I said, well, call me back, but I don't. I don't think that rewarding that behavior is the solution.
Yeah, but you see, my sister-in-law, she cannot pay the rent. Because they give you $500 in Social Security. How you gonna live with $500 in Social Security? This city being prepared for the rich only. If you take a middle-class person, how you gonna pay $1,200 on rent in a small room?
Oh, they find a way.
Over here in New York.
No hablemos más de política, vamos a hablar de música.
De mi última ilusión, ven calma mi martirio, pues con un poco de tu amor, que todo lo que hacía, mi pobre corazón.
No, all I care about is like fucking $200 to be able to make it through the week and feed people.
It's like people are like wanting to know more about our issues and wanting to talk, not like walking with their nose up in the air or any of that. They recognize the fact that this country, it's going in a direction that they don't want it to go. When you talk about like 40 to 50 million people with no health care, you know what I mean? All the homelessness that's happening in the city, all the manufacturing jobs and all the good paying jobs are leaving and everything is temp work, part-time, no benefits. They see that that's happening to their kids, their family, their friends as well.
I'm tired.
This soda kind of cool.
Hey.
That's right.
Our forward team went to like 5, 6 churches today. And they said no. Every place, right? 6 places. Nice and demoralizing.
We told them that there are churches all across the country that help the homeless and feed the hungry and work with people like us. And he said, I just can't do it.
I'm gonna put this in the back of the truck.
What's up?
As you see, we're leaving.
You guys are getting your things moving along?
Huh? Yes. Yes. But thank you very much. Have a nice night. Hey, you guys, I'm gonna get 2 rooms. And all the women are gonna pack into one room, all the guys are gonna pack into another. We can't have the hotel see that we're doing that. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go. That's what, show me the money.
Okay, this shit is not working.
It's a syndrome, early midlife. Hang out in the bottom.
Oh, what the fuck, man? Only 2 of you are gonna sleep here?
Why do you think there aren't more journalists here?
Huh?
Why do you think there aren't more journalists here?
Because this shit doesn't sell, you know what I mean? It doesn't sell newspapers, it doesn't, you know what I mean? How many people do you think we walked by today? Huh?
Thousands.
Thousands. You know what I mean? And for us, walking by thousands of people with our own little billboard might be a more effective way than being able to get into some of the newspapers because they won't cover us. There's a conscious effort to make the poor in this country disappear. And that's why we only see images of, like, you know, Hollywood, the rich and the famous, and everybody doing great in this country. At one point in my life, I made a decision to break a law, something I had never done before, and move into an abandoned house with my 9-year-old son because I couldn't get into a homeless shelter in Minneapolis, and I just decided that we were not going to die. I am no different than any other low-income mother or parent across this country. Unless more and more of us say something and do something and are visibly seen together, you know, we won't see the kind of social movement that needs to be given birth in this country. Hey, you ain't gonna take up this whole spot. I can put my suitcase here and I can put my feet on top of the suitcase. Say what? That's even weird.
Wait till you see what the feds will be using to make sure the streets are safe during the Republican convention. Take a look at this P-90 submachine gun. You won't see it anywhere else.
If something does arise, we need additional firepower, we can take that out and use it.
That decision will be made from inside this mobile command center equipped with state-of-the-art video surveillance cameras. That'll give the feds a very clear picture of what's going on around the garden.
A lot of protesters who cannot abide by the rules will head to an NYPD temporary lockup. The demonstrators will be searched, but the NYPD says their civil rights will be protected.
If they need to clamp down on security and they feel that's one way to do it, that's okay.
The people who are really going to be disruptive are a pretty small minority, even of the people planning illegal protests. Also on the 30th, Cheri Honkala, who's a homeless rights activist, is going to be leading a pretty big march, an illegal march of poor and homeless people from the UN to Madison Square Gardens. And, you know, it's going to be children and kind of disabled people at the front of the march. And I think it's pretty unlikely that that's going to get violent.
To ground zero. Yeah! George Bush cannot return. Hear a hero. You can raise your bullhorn. The firefighter's gone. The teleprompter says goodbye.
There's a story about police harassment of people. I mean, look at this. You know, behind us. I think it's worth asking, you know, what exactly is the occasion?
that they've all had to kind of congregate here for it. You know, what exactly is it that they're worried about? I don't think that, can they credibly think that there's some kind of threat materializing here? I mean, perhaps, obviously, they have to do their job, but there's, I think, already a growing tendency in the city to have such a massive police response to any show of dissent that it becomes kind of repressive, and it becomes repressive in fact, even if the police would argue that that's not the intent.
Juan Rodríguez, I'm a congressional candidate, candidato para Congreso. Mucho gusto, Juan Rodríguez.
At what point do you say you're a Republican?
Basically, the party doesn't really become an issue. The issue is me. This is Paul Rodriguez. I'm running for Congress. Whatever party I belong to, which if they ask me, I tell them outright I'm a Republican. I have no problem with that. But I think that you shouldn't cloud the issues of the campaign with whether you belong to one party or another. Because particularly if you are trying to reach out to a district where it's mostly Democrats, it shouldn't be about what party you're in. It should be about what are your ideas, what are your values. Do we have a commonality in values? That's really the issue. Si no les molestaría que pusiéramos uno de mis pósters aquí en el restaurante. Sí, mira, aquí se ve mejor, un poquito mejor.
Like when you go to the convention this week, you'll feel you'll be able to identify with the values of all the people there?
Listen, if you want to get things done, you have to have the power to do it. And the power to do it isn't just standing on righteous indignation, is becoming a part of the system, working within the system and persuading and getting your objectives across.
Strength somehow, you know,
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Okay, yay! Okay, now the next one. Oh, McDonald. Oh, like this. Used to be the spider, went up the water spout. Oh, the sheep? Yeah. Oh, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full.
Cheri, can you explain the concept of Bushville, please?
Bushvilles are modeled after the Hoovervilles of the 1930s in the Great Depression. We're now living in a time when we've ended welfare as an entitlement. That's gone now. So it doesn't matter if you worked your whole life and you did amazing things for this country and then you found yourself down and out on your luck. There's a 5-year lifetime limit, and it doesn't matter what your situation is. You can't rely on a social welfare system anymore in this country.
If you moved today, then where would you go? You go to the streets, or?
Hopefully we'll find a church. We've been figuring it out. We'll find a church. Yeah, we'll have folks will go to a church, and then other folks won't leave, and we'll go to jail. Oh, we're going right up there, right in front of the Trump Towers. Oh, right.
How y'all doing? Stop the war at home and abroad. Stop the war at home and abroad.
I don't want to stop the war.
Ooh, you violent. You know what I mean?
No, we're not gonna.
And they are poor people. Look, they are fat. I am poor. I am like thin. They are fat. They are poor.
This is.
They are lazy. And no Bush, not Kerry, not anyone is guilty. Guilty. They are selling. They are selling.
No way. Where are you with?
Am I with?
Yeah, NYPD?
Yeah.
What are you?
What am I?
Are you, what kind of officer are you?
I'm a
detective.
Hi, Detective. Cheri, nice to meet you. He's a detective.
What's the intentions here? What's the...
We're going to be out here until August 30th. And so we have a bunch more couches and mattresses and people on their way, and tarps and that kind of stuff.
Are you guys prepared to go to jail at this point?
I ain't never prepared to go to jail.
I mean, obviously, we're doing this because we've had really horrible things happen to us in our life. That's the only way you would do all of this and be tired all the time and that kind of stuff. It's because you've obviously tasted dirt one too many times. There'll be people asleep in this park again tonight. They won't get a bunch of misdemeanors. You know why? Because they aren't saying anything. It's when you say something. That's when you go to jail, is when you say something. But if you just live silently, in misery, and you adjust to a lower and lower standard of living, then you can just like die quietly. Well, we're not ever gonna die quietly.
In violation of Administrative Code, New York City Administrative Code, Section 16122. This structure cannot stay, it has to come down. And you have to leave with your mattresses, your structure, your posters, and any posters you have on the floor. Are you going to get up and leave?
We're just practicing our First Amendment rights, and we're not leaving.
Right. No one's leaving, right? Two girls. All right. If you don't get up on your own, we're going to charge you with obstructing governmental administration.